Hey guys, I'm giving you a little bit of a sneak peek at one of my other models tonight. I'm working on a group build at Max's Models on YouTube that is three of anything. So I'm doing Wunderwaffens from the German Luftwaffe. So I'm working on the ME-262, as you can see. But I always talk to you guys about dry fitting parts and making sure everything fits. I'm sitting here putting the wing together. This thing has movable landing gear. So I dry fit the parts to make sure the landing gear work. There's supposed to be friction so it pops back and forth. And then set the landing gear door on, make sure it moves with the landing gear door in place. So when I glue it all together, it's gonna work. Well, you saw me trimming this, which is the aileron, because the ailerons in this are movable. So I'm trimming all the flashing off, scraping it, getting it clean, so that when I put it together and paint it. But there's also another thing about this one. This is a tricycle landing gear. So you have to add weight to it to ensure that there's enough weight out here for the nose to sit down, because your main gear is right here and all this behind it, and the wings and the engines and everything behind it are going to overbalance the front. But where the landing gear doors, where the landing gear bay is the bottom of the gun bay, you've got to do the weights where when your front landing gear closes, it's not going to hit the weights, and that way when it opens, this is being finicky because it's not together and it doesn't have support on both sides, but when it opens, it doesn't, you're not looking at the weights. So what I do is I use fishing cones, and I take them and I use standard PVA glue, which is the white glue you use for school when you were a kid, and I glue them into the corners. You can see how I've done it on this one. And I've got an equal amount in both sides. But I'll be back on the ME 109, on the BF 109 in my next video. I just wanted to show you some of the things that you have to take into account when you start putting together other models. Like if you were doing a P-38 or a P-61 Black Widow or a modern jet. But a lot of the modern jets have enough nose to them that they still don't really need a lot of weight. But like a P-38 Lightning, you got to put some weight to it. I'm trying to think of other. P-38 and P-61 are the two that pop into my head. A B-20, if you do a B-24, you actually have to put weight in the nose of it because there's so much tail. Something like the ME-262, probably if you did an AR-234, you would need it too. But that's something you got to look at when you start doing your dry fit and all your fitting and everything, is figure out, okay, where am I going to need extra weight? Am I going to need extra weight? It's just, I know you guys are used to seeing the the BF 109, but I figured I'd show you, these are real things that I do on every model to get as good a model as I can get. And when I get done with this, it's going to be matched up with an ME-163 and this little V1 that I built. that's going on a diorama, going to be launching off to visit England, like it would have been in 1944. So, you guys have a good night, and remember, they are your models, making them what you think they should be. Have a good night.